What's up guys, Lacerate here. So today I'm gonna rank every single status element in Bleach Brave Souls. So just note, I am ranking a status element, not characters and skills. So SP, a status element boost, whatever, those type of skills is not gonna count because one character has it, the other character doesn't. So it's gonna be really unfair to compare stuff like that. And yeah, so it's only the status element, not the characters' bonus abilities. Except when you T20 a character, is guaranteed to pick which status element damage you want. So that still counts, but like stuff which is like one character, the other character doesn't, those type of stuff isn't gonna count. The first up we have Burn. This one is when you inflict it to an enemy, that enemy takes damage over time because it's literally in the name. It burns, it's fire, it burns you alive. Though it's only over time, so it's only, yeah, so insane command it is really good because you want to clear it as fast as possible, and when you inflict burn while attacking the enemies and stuff, they're taking a lot of damage. But when it comes to stuff like guild quest bosses and epic raid bosses doesn't take damage when inflicted with burn. And when it comes to arena mode, like you have such a shit ton of stamina. If you're inflicted with burn, not much of your stamina is going away. Only the fact your full stamina stuff isn't gonna work anymore. But like arena isn't really that dependent on full stam. That being said, and even in guild quest, like if the enemy is inflicted with burn, it does, of the boss is inflicted with burn, it does nothing to him. He can still use his strong attacks. Like it's B tier, it's literally B tier. Sorry for the burn lovers, but it's B tier. Like, come on now. Now freeze is definitely A tier. I'm gonna say why. It stuns the enemy. The enemy cannot use special move. The enemy cannot use net attacks. The enemy cannot use strong attacks. And in arena it is freaking broken. You're stuck in place while the timer goes on, and Sankamon, you hit your soul bomb, inflict freeze, and finish a boss off before he can use his soul bomb. Guild quest, you stun the enemy in place, meaning that those annoying last two bosses and the X-ray bosses, they have pose, but when you inflict it with freeze, they are not annoying anymore. So like freeze is really good because it's stuck them in one place, so they don't even move around the map, and you have to freaking go after the ass to get them. You know, freeze is really good, but it's not S tier because it literally only stuns the enemy, and that alone is really good. Next up is confusion. Now this one is really C tier. I'm gonna say why it's at least this high up, because when you T20 a character, you have the option to give a status element damage. Now all of them are extra 20% except confusion and lacerate, I think. Yeah, lacerate and confusion. I don't think the others have 40%. It's all 20%. They give 40% more damage. And when inflicted, your strong attack stuff, like if you attack in front, you're actually attacking backwards, and that type of stuff. All your attacks is reversed. But when you're inflicted with it, you can easily counter it by moving. Like when you want to attack in front of you, you just press back and while attacking when you're attack front. Like it's easy to counter when you're inflicted, but when the enemy is inflicted, it's something different. Like they don't hit. When I target you, they target the other way. But when the enemy has a like in guild quest, when the enemy has like a huge range attack, no matter which direction they are thrown it, you will still get hit. So it is a very badish status element, good depending on what mode you are in, but again, like in arena, you can easily counter it if you're inflicted. Brave battles, I mean, look, if you have laundries like Mellow Rose and you're inflicted with confusion, that ain't gonna help much because long reach you will still get hit if the enemy has long reach. So yeah, so moving on to Paralyze. I'm just gonna plainly put it in next to freeze because freeze and paralyze is literally the same thing. Come on now. Oh, weaken. I think we all know where this goes. Okay, so when it comes to guild quest, weaken isn't really for those who have a skill issue. Sorry, just put it like that. But if you have a skill issue, weaken isn't really for you in Guild Quest. If your character only inflicts weaken, like Mugetsu or any of your Ichiko. But what weaken does is when the enemy is inflicted with weaken, every time the enemy tries to do damage, even though it has frenzy fight, it will do one damage per hit, and you will do 50% more damage to the enemy which is inflicted with weaken. That is extremely good. But again, when it comes to Guild Quest content, only if you really don't have a skill issue, you won't find a problem there. But when it comes to Limit Breaker and those type of stuff, same thing there, but it's a bit easier since the map is a bit bigger and more spicy. Yeah, but weaken is really overpowered. You're doing 50% more damage plus a 20% which you can get from T20. So it's 70% more damage, and the enemy does 1 damage if you get hit. So it's really overpowered. Next up is slow. Now slow is one not many players really know about. What it does is, if you're inflicted with slow, it reduces your movement speed and your normal attack speed. And it also, you cannot use your strong attacks nor your special move. So it's a really annoying thing if you get afflicted with speed, but it's basically, I want to say, I mean, there's no way it can be better than, I think it's under this because the enemy is still moving around, but Paralyze is very stuck in place. It does everything speed does, only difference is speed is still moving, slow is still moving, while Paralyze and Freeze is still stuck in place. And obviously if you're stuck in place you cannot use any attack. Like here, the slow can still use their attacks, but it's their normal attacks, but just at a very slow pace. So Paralyze and Freeze is still higher than slow, but yeah. Next up is Poison, which is basically like fire, so I'm just gonna put it next to each other. It does still do damage, but again, in Epic Rage and Guild Quest bosses, they don't take damage over time. They can still do damage to you when inflicted, so it's extremely useless in those type of content. Then next up is my favorite freaking Status Ailment, and you guys know if it's my favorite, it is definitely top of S. Oh, bro doesn't even want to be top of S. Look at that. Let me see why it's there, why it's above weaken. If the enemy is inflicted with weaken, its same ability as fire and poison. They are taking damage over time, right? And okay, yeah, of course, doesn't work on Guild Quest and Epic Rage, but it also negates them from using their strong attacks and their special move. And it also negates their special moves, which is extremely good. And just like Confusion, you can get a 40% more damage from it. So it's basically like Weaken has 70% more damage. Lacerate is 40%, but it's a more beginner friendly type, you know. The damage has like a 30% difference, but at least the enemies cannot hit you when inflicted. Yes, they also move around, but I mean weakens, and the enemies inflicted with weaken also move around, so yeah, it's really freaking overpowered. So if you have a character which has both Lacerate and weaken, like 9th anniversary Kimpachi, you will know he is extremely broken. But yeah, Lacerate is just top tier. Like in other content like Brave Battles, Arena, it doesn't really work in Arena, but in Sign Command, the enemies take damage over time and they cannot use their special move and strong attacks, and you do 40% more damage if you have that extra ability on. Like, come on now, it's a very overpowered element to inflict. Next up is Drain. Now, as much as you guys will hate me for doing this, let me tell you why. I myself isn't really a fan of Drain, but like it's extremely, just like Lacerate, it is beginner friendly, skill issue friendly, you know. Basically, look at if you inflict drain, it does damage to the enemies. Like this is a screenshot I took. Reroka standing there, and she inflicts drain every I think 5 seconds to a random enemy, and then the enemy took damage and Reroka didn't even hit the enemy. And note it's a level 100 and what 20 enemy there, and look how much health it took, and you're healing. Like the enemy takes damage and you're healing when inflicted. When you inflict the enemy with drain, you're healing and the enemy takes damage. And that's plus the damage you do with your strong attack slash normal attack slash special move. Drain is really overpowered. And when your enemy is inflicted with drain, they cannot inflict a status element. Like in Brave Souls, look at Tsukushima when he came out. Like, he's going against characters who has freaking broken status elements, but when he inflicted drain to that opponent, the opponent cannot freaking inflict status elements. And Tsukushima heals when he inflicts. Like, that's extremely freaking broken. And it's beginner friendly. Next up is Lacerate, bro. Now I don't really know, this is a weird one, like this is a really weird one. I don't really know where to put this, because when inflicted, it's basically like Shinji's Bankai, right? It reverses, like it attacks its allies, and when there's no allies, it literally attacks itself. Like, it's really broken, but you see the problem is with Dominate. It's mostly in epic raids, because in epic raids you cannot inflict Dominate, meaning you cannot get an SP boost. Now of course I said I won't talk about the other skills abilities, but I have to add this. You cannot get your SP boost in epic raids because drain cannot get inflicted in epic raids. But yeah, that's just one mode of the game. Like in every other mode, it is extremely broken. I'm not sure if Dominate works in Brave Battles. Never tested that. Never will. Maybe when I'm so lazy, I am in like 7th, 6th seed, I will test it out. But like, I doubt it will work, because then it would just be overpowered. But again, it is, and another thing to mention, in the T20 stuff, you cannot get extra damage of it, because all of these you can get 20 to 40% more damage. There isn't an option for Dominate, so get less damage. So I don't really know where to put this, because the element alone is good, but it is useless in epic raids, and it doesn't get a bonus damage. So like, I don't know where to put Dominate, because like, I want to put it top of B, because I feel like it, but I also think it's A tier. Like, it has to be top of slow at least, but or top of A tier. I mean, it's easily an S tier, but like it has the potential to be S tier, but those are the only problems, right? It doesn't get extra damage from the T20 thing, and it cannot get inflicted in epic raids. So it's completely useless in epic raids, completely useless in epic raids. But in all other modes it is extremely useful, but it doesn't get extra damage. So yeah, this is for tier list. That seems to be all the status elements. I don't think I've skipped any. Lacerate, Weaken and Drain is top of S. I don't know why I've named the tier list we. This is a random thing which my autocorrect gave me. Yeah. Then top of A we have Dominate, Freeze, Paralysis and Slow. Then in B we have Burn and Poison, and then C is just Confusion, because I mean, come on now. You will still get hit if your enemy is like a meta type character, like Melrose for example, or Lanreach, or in Guild Quest when the enemies has like full screens as attacks, like you will still get hit. And of course soul bombs, no matter where you fucking place your soul, the enemy places his soul bomb, you will get hit if you don't dodge it. So yeah, I just couldn't get an actual image for Dominate and Drain, not Ichiko's, because I was so lazy to get images for them, because I just pulled them from the internet. And I literally had to take a screenshot from my device, from YouTube, from this, when I think Desmay showed me the video of Riroka, because I was way too lazy to log into the game just to get freaking images of this. But yeah, so luckily we don't have anything in D, E, in F tier. Like the only thing which is keeping confusion from D tier is at 40% buff damage. Like, put your comments down below what you think about this tier list and if you wanted any change, if you want any changes to it. But for me, it is actually alright. Like, yeah, it's alright for me. I fully agree with this. I mean, yeah, I'm the one who made the tier list, of course. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next one. See ya, peace, goodbye, see ya.